Welcome back to Legend of Vox Machina. This is Season 3, Episode 6, The Coming Storm. Last time, we escaped Hell, brought a demon with us, fought Vorgol, killed him, and Ripley has approached Thordak with something, doing her talking shit. And then we ended up going into this magical mansion nightclub, which Scanlan has called it. So, curious to see where we go from here. Let's get into this episode and see what happens.
How are we?
Now I know what you're thinking. The place is a little small, but I'm a big believer in humble beginnings.
Frog Pooper Company.
This is amazing.
You're a wizard, Scanlan.
This is the key I found, you sticky-fingered hoarder.
We could argue about who found what, or we could celebrate killing our third dragon. Don't you want it? I know you need it. But will there ever be a chance to enjoy it with her? What happens at the chateau stays
Other?
at the chateau.
Was that the goldfish reference I was looking for? Oh, what? This feels like a beach episode. Like, what is such a non-canon moment?
Oh, Vax.
Ah.
Do you need something, or it's the spot?
Oh my god. Please don't.
No, you're getting weird.
My mind is going to the gutter and I really don't want it to be...
accurate.
What? What the fuck is...
But it's all right to care about your own too. So, we're cool then.
Ah. My
I
god.
thought he'd never leave. Let's see if you can beat my record.
Oh. Oh.
Hit me, come on. Here we go.
Oh. I feel like it's not working as intended. Not the cube. Oh my god.
The arrow thing.
Well, you make a pretty good wingman yourself.
Little on the nose, but I'll take it.
Oh gosh. You fucked up, Vax. It's all your fault.
See if I can't build a home again. You've an open invitation, you know, if you ever care to lay down roots.
That's better. Oh, there's really nothing else to eat?
Yeah, sorry. They only make chicken. It's a whole thing.
What about eggs? Anyway, the conclave is
Only
down to
have
2
chickens.
dragons. We
Stupid.
can all agree it's time to bring the fight to Amon. Look, we can't keep chasing vestiges all over the map. How many are enough? 3? 5? People are dying.
Mad scientist, how am I supposed to save Taldore when I can't even talk to my own fucking daughter?
Kaylee was who again?
I was gonna say, they don't really seem to care.
I don't know where she is. I don't know if she hates me. I abandoned her.
Whoa.
There you go.
Would
I mean,
it help
she's also
if
like an
I
adult, right?
showed her to you, so you can see she's okay?
You went back for that sword?
Of course. It's hers.
Aw.
All right, give me your hands. Scanlan fucking short.
No. Okay, so that's good. She wants to see you.
What do I do?
He's not going?
I had to go to hell and back to get...
Oh.
The city.
What?
You're too late.
What?
They've hatched.
Oh, and Ripley, of course would know about fucking Whitestone. I'm still thinking about Scanlan. I'm sorry. I can't even be shocked about this point right now.
Get it, Pee-wee! Wait, where did I come from?
Wish we could give you a warmer welcome,
Hey.
but glad you're here.
Fillmore too, right?
Fire! Again! Fire!
No!
Watch your back!
Damn. It's time to start absorbing this fire. Come on, Pike. Can't you like suck the fire out? There's Gilmore. I
You
like
three aside
the
from
trademark
Sorta.
shield.
Cassandra!
Damn. Not this. Not her just
Baka!
dueling a sword. Dueling a dragon.
Shitcock!
I am so sorry, ma'am.
You need to do this absorption, girl. Hey. Damn. This is just such an escalation. Run, bitch! Yeah, come on, let's fucking go. I get it, but like, live, okay? You know, we can come back from this. Just survive.
Where the fuck was Scanlan?
He had to be somewhere.
Somewhere more important than here?
They didn't know.
Reshan sold us out. There's no other explanation.
Ripley.
Kiki's right. We are, but it won't end the same.
Calm yourself. This attack was regrettable, but it was not my doing.
And it'll be your last mistake.
It's all justified, but it's just like it was actually Ripley.
Who would be bold enough to inform a dragon? Who had motive to destroy the Dorolos?
It was Ripley. She must have told him. Sent him here as a message to me. Not fight a giant with an adder in our boot.
Need I remind you that I gave you Ripley's location before and you squandered the chance? And what of our deal?
It's over.
Well, I'm glad they all stuck up for Keyleth this time, you know? They stood their ground and agreed with her and everything, because that was one of my worries, like they're going to keep brushing Keyleth off.
Every time I try to do the right thing, the people I love, the people who matter get hurt.
You at all worried about revenge clouding your judgment again?
I've worried these hands would always carry the stain of evil. Only scour them clean in Ripley's blood.
Oh, and to think that was how the episode started with the fucking pool party. Like, I wish they'd ham up a bit more the idea that vengeance is bad, and you know, especially with Orthax being in the picture. I think they're subtly hinting at it, but I kind of want them to be more outright with what, if that's what the message is like, yeah, Ripley is a problem. We need to take care of her. Like, it's nothing about revenge or anything. It's just like factual. But yeah, I'm curious where that's gonna go. Let's see. We started the episode. But yeah, the start of the episode was very much like just fun little adventure. It gave, you know, like, I don't want to say beach episode, but you know, that sort of vibe of like just good little character fun, and I really appreciated that. What's going on with Pike and her armor? My only thought is maybe it's something to do with the Everlight. Well, okay, so there's a couple of thoughts related to that. So one thought is it's to do with the Everlight because I think the play of the Dawn Martyr is related to a different deity, and so maybe it's not working to its full potential because, you know, she's worshiping one god, but this armor is for another god. I don't think that would be the case, but maybe that's one thing. My other thought is more to deal with when she entered the Hells and, you know, her sort of path was straying from the righteous path. You know, the Everlight made a warning about, like, if you keep going down here, I'm going to leave you alone, or you'll end up alone. So maybe that's what this is more dealing with, is that, like, because she doesn't have that conviction and that sort of strength of self, she is not using it to the fullest potential. So it's a little twofold thing of, like, yes, the armor still works, but not how it's, you know, it's not as clean as it should be. But also there is a fact of she needs to, like, reconnect with the Everlight and, you know, mend that relationship as well. We have Vax and Keyleth. Yeah, he fumbled the ball. Like, I don't blame her for being how she is right now, standoffish and everything, because he, you know, he fucked up. Not this episode necessarily, but just like in the past. This thing with Scanlan and Kaylee, I like how it's going so far. I talked about it last episode, but the way they're introducing concepts from the campaign into the show. Little sidebar. I did like I called it last episode. I was like, if they introduce the goldfish in like a little throwaway scene, I will be so happy. And they did. They put it in the little pool party scene. I think that was a reference to the goldfish moment. But anyways, with Scanlan and Kaylee here, I like how they're doing it. You know, in the campaign, it was such a gut-wrenching, heartbreaking moment of when he left the party. I'm assuming this is the same moment here in the show. Maybe it's going to be something down the line still, but for now, I'm going to assume this is the splitting out moment when he leaves. I had mentioned, I think last season, about how Tyrion Darrington was Sam's alternate character during this time. And somebody had said that he's not going to be introduced in the show at all, probably. Most likely. So I just assumed, like, okay, he's not going to be in season 3 at least. Because season 4 hasn't come out yet. But all that to say, if this is the moment where he splits off from the party for a little bit and there's no Tyrion, then I think, you know, we're kind of at that point in the story here. It's a double-edged sword. I like the way they're doing it here in the show so far. It's very much just a quiet break from the party, you know, just gonna go do himself, and you know, it's echoing the sentiments from the campaign. I don't know how to put this. I'm being very weird and wordy about it, sorry, but in the campaign, I remember it was such like a heartbreaking thing of Scanlan had just been shit on by everybody in the group. He was always the laughing stock. He was always not, you know, people didn't care about what his character would do. He, you know, they wanted his help for everything, but then they wouldn't help him with stuff. And so we've seen that a little bit in the show, where he'd go on doing little side quests, you know, even back in season 1, like, you know, they didn't want to trust him to do the distraction mission, Scanbo stuff. But then I also think about earlier this season when he's going around Marquette and, you know, by himself doing whatever. And then when the rest of Vox Machina gets arrested, basically, he meets up with them. He's drunkenly trying to explain what's going on with him. But then Vex is like, I don't give a fuck about what you're doing. And so, you know, they are introducing that element of like, nobody cares about him. But there's no big like blow up moment at them so far. I like I said, a part of me wants that to happen because it was such an emotional moment in the campaign of like, what was my mother's name? Tell me something about me that, you know, I something basic about me. And when the rest of the cast couldn't do anything, it was such a heartbreaking moment of like, Scanlan is right, you know, like as much as he is the jokester archetype and all that stuff, he has feelings too. So I like they're exploring that angle here, and I liked how it was, like I said, it was just a quiet, you know, he let Pike know that he was gonna, you know, do his own thing. But even after the teleport spell, it took them so long to realize Scanlan wasn't here. And I really want to see that come up again later in this season, because that is such a simple thing of like, it took, yes, obviously they went into a crazy situation immediately after the teleport, but still, it's like it took them so long to figure out that Scanlan wasn't here. Yeah, I can't wait to pick up with him, sort of see what journey he goes on here. Ripley selling out the Whitestone, sorry. And then, yeah, at the end here, when Raishan reveals herself again, I like that everyone's not finally, but, you know, they're on the same page with Keyleth for once. I was really afraid for a moment that, you know, Keyleth's going to be against her again, and then everyone's going to be like, well, maybe, I don't know. So I'm glad that they were, even after Percy like put it together and he's like, no, it was Ripley. She was the one who did this. But also, you know, we're done with you, Raishan. So I like that they are finally united again. I'm curious to see where that goes for Keyleth's storyline, because I was really expecting her to be more ostracized than others this whole season, but I'm glad that she's not. You know, I'm glad that everyone's backing her up again. I mean, like, yes, they're kind of rushing them towards Thordak, and it's like, I get there's like no order to how they have to kill the dragons, but it's still crazy. They're like, I guess Thordak is the next one, you know, let's go fucking do him. It just feels like there's other threats around to deal with still, so let's leave Thordak for a little bit later. But also, I understand the urgency of getting to Thordak because he's got these little babies terrorizing everything. So you need to kind of shut that down quickly. They're not ready. You know, with Pike's armor not working how it's supposed to, I don't think they're ready yet. And I'm sure that's going to be more season 4. But I'm also curious, my expectation is season 3 will end with Raishan and Ripley dying, which would only leave Thordak at the end. So unless I'm forgetting some major story beats in campaign 1, like killing Thordak is one of the last episodes of campaign 1. There might be like another epilogue episode after or something, but you know, there is the unseen one, the whispered one, whatever. But he doesn't show up, I don't believe. Like, he's kind of laid in with Thordak somewhat. So all this to say, I have an expectation of where season 3 will end, but I don't know how season 4 will go. You know, like what season worth story do you have for season 4? And I'm probably expecting season 4 to be the finale, you know, just based on pacing and what other stuff we have with this show or with the campaign. I would expect season 4 to be done, and then, you know, that's fine. You know, the show doesn't have to go on forever. They already have Mighty Nine on the table, so we know that's going to come out eventually. I'm assuming probably after season 4. That would make most sense. Like, you know, once we get this campaign out of the way, we can go on to campaign 2. Anyways, leave thoughts on the comments below. I'm excited to see where we go from here. I really want to see Scanlan's stuff. You know, it sucks, but I'm like so happy for his his tortured soul. I just feel like it's gonna be great storytelling and a great character beat for him. Really enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. All right, bye.